Hi everyone, happy Monday. I'm so excited to be with you here today. My name is Judy Tuttle. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midland, Texas, and I'm so happy to be with you here today. Let me get my computer all ready to go, and we can start talking and stamping together. I'm going to give just a minute for people to get on here. Make sure my computer is up. Here it is and working properly. Yay! Thanks everyone. Hi Lori. Thanks for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I'm so excited about so much that goes on in November. I've got to be honest. No, Thanksgiving might be my favorite holiday. I love that you're together with people you love. You're feeling grateful and happy, and well, maybe not happy, but maybe just content and grateful about where your life is. And you're expressing that to the people around you and to the people in your lives. So personally, I made a commitment in the month of November. You know how people write posts and every month, every day they put something on their Facebook post or whatever that they're grateful for? I decided I'm going to send a card every day to somebody that I'm grateful for, and just to express to them my gratefulness in a more personal way. I was going through my card stash and I realized I have tons of autumn thank you cards that otherwise would be sitting in a box. Those should be shared and gifted to the people I love and the people I'm grateful for. So that is my personal goal for the month of November, is to get those cards out and going to people that I'm grateful for in my life. So, join the challenge if you would like. I'm pretty excited about it, actually. So, hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me here. So, first of all, I have to do a little blah, blah, blah at the beginning of every Facebook Live, just so you know what's going on in my life, in my Stampin' Up! Life, and, to give some gifts away to people. Oh, I would love for you guys to join the challenge. Isn't it just, here's what I found. Every day that I send a card to someone that I'm grateful for and that I want to express that in a card, my heart overflows with love and gratefulness about my entire life, right? It just makes me happy. So what would be wrong with feeling happy every day for letting people know that you're grateful for them? Hi, Kathy. Oh my gosh, exactly. So I will talk about that in just a little bit. Oh my goodness. I'm such a klutz sometimes. I'm really feeling that a lot lately. Okay, so if your name is Denise Gulen, I hope I'm saying that correct. I'm pretty sure this is Denise Gulen. You're the winner of my cards that I made last week. These were the 3 cards that I made in my Facebook Live last week. It's the giraffe card, and the little moose and beaver card, and then the rhinoceros pulling this sled of gifts with the little birds. Those were so cute. I agree. So Denise Gulen, you're the winner. I know I don't have your address, so please, Denise, if this is you, PM me, and I will get these sent out in the mail to you this week. Okay, so the second thing is that I have a couple of classes coming up here in the next couple of weeks that are still, registrations are still open for them. The first one is the Joy of Christmas card class. You'll actually make 2 of each of these designs. So you'll go home or receive in the mail. Isn't this one pretty? I love the fun fold on this one. It flips up and then it opens up this way, and you write, isn't that fun? A little note inside. So that is a card. This one, I love the simplicity of it. This paper is just gorgeous. And then this is another little diagonal fun fold card as well. Deck the halls. So if you would like a card kit to make 8 cards, 2 of each of those designs, and get a PDF, and get a quarter pack of paper, and get some embellishments, and get some ribbon. The cost of that class is $40, and I will ship it in the mail. We can do a porch pickup. The in-person class is here in Midland, Texas, in my home, and that class is on... let me look at my calendar here. November the 16th at 6:30 p.m. in the evening, or the next morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. Or you can take it to go, or you can get the PDF alone. Any of those options are available. I'll be sure to put the registration link for that in the comments after I'm done today. The second thing that I just added, and Sue, you can vouch for me how fun my bingo nights are. I'm having a bingo night on September the 25th. This is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. It's going to be a good time for you to just relax and enjoy a bingo night where you can win gift certificates for great prizes. I also have prize patrol that always happens, and we will make some fun things. So this time, what I'm offering for my bingo night is the kit, which is called Christmas Everywhere, that makes 9 cards. Okay, so this kit, you'll get the kit in your bingo package. And I'm designing, I'm not done yet, so I only have 2 of the jumbo cards designed, jumbo tags, but these jumbo tags are awesome. And people are so excited about them. They're all the rage right now in the Stampin' Up! World. So I've designed 2 different jumbo tags so far. You will get 4 different jumbo tags, and they will all use stamps and dies. Isn't that one cute with the cactus? Stamps and dies in the Christmas Everywhere kit. So, you'll also get a package of embellishments. So you'll make 4 jumbo tags. I only have 2 of them designed so far. And you get the kit. And you get to play 6 rounds of bingos. And my bingo prizes range anywhere from $20 to $75. So it's a super fun time. And I do it Zoom and in person at the same time, so we can do that. And we all kind of stamp and put our stuff together after we win all the prizes and have all the fun. So think about bingo night. I will put the link to that in the comments as well after I'm done today. So that is what's going on so far for the rest of the month of November. Think about taking my Gratefulness Challenge with me. Someone yesterday said, well, I'm already 6 days behind. Well, send 2 for 6 more days, and then you'll be caught up, right? I'm sure you have that many people that you're grateful for in your life. So, okay, let's start stamping. I'm so excited about today's projects. We are using the Fluffiest Friends bundle. It comes with all of these dies, super fun. All of the critters are cut out. Everything that you see in the stamp set right here can be cut out with dies. And then they also give you this little tree branch right here and tons of leaves. Look at all these leaves. That's and some grass. We're going to be using that. So I think you're going to enjoy this today. This is an online exclusive. I'm going to tell you what the item number is. It is 162850, and that is for the bundle that gets you the stamp set and the dies together. And here's what I'm going to do for you. If you buy this bundle from me, I will be ordering tomorrow. It goes live tomorrow. If you order this bundle from me, I will send you the bundle, the kit to make 6 cards, and a free package of embellishments so that you can make the cards yourself at home, okay? Or I would say any order over $50. So this is the special I have going on today. You want to use host code RDD3X7FY. I can order it for you tomorrow, or you can order it yourself. I would say probably try to order it sooner than later. Although I'm giving this special until Friday, These online exclusives tend to really sell out. People love them, okay? I think it's because there's something new and exciting, right? So if you're interested in getting the Fluffiest Friends bundle so that you can make this card kit at home, you can order yourself tomorrow morning or anytime before Friday, or you can email me at judyltuttle.gmail.com and I will order it for you. Either way is fine with me, but you will get a card kit to make 6 cards, to each of the 3 cards I'm making today, okay? In addition to that stamp set, I'm using this stamp set from the holiday catalog. Hi, Jackie. Thanks for joining me. And it's called Throughout the Year. This is in the holiday catalog right now. It's a great sentiment set. Look, best of luck. Happy Valentine's. There's a trick or treat. Cheers to you in the new year. Easter, holidays, birthdays, just, gratefulness. You mean so much to me, and a thank you. Okay. So I love this sentiment set. I love the fonts. I love that it lasts for a whole year. If you're interested in getting this stamp set as well to add to your bundle, the number is 162312 and it's $24. Okay. So that is all the blah, 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 blah. I'm going to turn my camera down and we are going to start. Yes, Sue's a charter member of Bingo. So is Kathy. We love Bingo. Just so much fun to be able to see people from all over the United States and stamp together and play bingo together. It really is a lot of fun. And I feel like I am pretty generous with my gift certificates and prizes. So I'm going to get this a little more out of the way there. I will be sure to watch the comments and see what you guys are saying. And I'll just set this over here to the side so it doesn't go away. Okay. All right. So first card, so fun. I'm going to show you again the stamp set. So you get a little bunny with a cupcake. You get a cute little bird and nest. That could also be like a beaver dam if you like put them together. This cute little beaver holding a stick heart. This cute cat with a little potted flower. This bear is stinking adorable. I think this is a hamster that has the little balloon. You get some bumblebees and lots of fun things in there. Okay. So the first card we're going to make today is going to be this cat holding the little flower pot. And it says, "You mean so much to me." So I can't wait to give, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Okay. Give that away to somebody. So let me grab my card kit for this card. Here we go. This card is super easy. I'm using blends to color on all of these cards, but you wouldn't have to use blends, but I'll tell you which ones I'm using. And then if you want to get any of them, you can. Okay, so I'm starting off with a petal pink card base that is cut 4 1/4 by 11 and scored down the middle at 5 1/2. I'm going to fold that in half. Use my bone folder here. Okay, and then this paper is Dandy Designs. It is a huge pack of paper. Just fun, whimsical patterns and designs here that kind of all coordinate together. But I love this daisy. I kind of thought it brought out the potted plant that the cat was holding in its hand. And believe it or not, I'm going to add this to the card front a little wonky on purpose. So when you see me put it on, don't go, "What is Judy thinking? That card is so not straight." Okay, so this is what I've learned to do, you guys. I know we all get frustrated with our glue bottles, so I just keep a container of these straight pins right here, and I just really make sure that that tip is not clogged up, and I think this, honestly, I struggled with this one yesterday, but we're going to keep going. I think it's going to be fine. I might pull out a different glue bottle here in a second. All right, so there's my card front. That's my little daisies. I think it's a ton of fun as well. And then I've got this piece that I'm going to put a little bit wonky going that way, like that, okay? I'm going to switch over to my seal here. No need to continue to be frustrated with a bottle of glue, right? Okay, so that's going to go kind of sideways right like that, all right? So far, so good. Then I have a piece of crushed curry. It's the same yellow that's in the dot. And this is cut 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I have a piece of basic white that's cut 3 by 4. And I'm going to put these on top of each other like that. I'll flip that over like that. But not until I stamp it. Well, while we're waiting to do that, let's go ahead and put the inside in. So I just cut some more of that daisy paper, and I'm going to add adhesive to the bottom edge. I'm going to put that strip of paper right down on that bottom edge, cut the excess off. This is 3/4 of an inch, and I cut it 4 1/4 just so I would have some extra. And then I'm going to add some adhesive to that and add it to the inside of my card right here. Okay, so now let's get to the fun part. I'm going to stamp my sweet little kitty cat holding the pot of flowers. Right here. There we go. And I'm going to take out some blends. Now the blends I used were a smoky slate, light and dark. I used a Daffodil Delight because they don't have a blend in crushed curry. So I used Daffodil Delight. I'm using my Petal Pink for my flower. And then I also brought in an ivory to help me color my cat, okay? So I think I'm going to start here in the center with my Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to color in the flower pot right here. I'm using dark Daffodil Delight for this. I wanted it to be bold. Oh, I just thought of one more color you need. I'm using a light Parakeet Party for the leaf. Okay, so I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to do my leaf right here in that light Parakeet Party. You know what else I'm going to do with that Daffodil Delight? I'm going to do my center of my flower right there. There we go. Do you guys like doing blends? I love coloring with blends. I love coloring, period, but the blends really do make me happy. Okay, and now for the cat's face, I'm doing a dark Petal Pink for its little nose and mouth, right like that, and maybe the inside of his little ears here. Hers. What do you think? Girl cat, boy cat? I don't know. And then I'm also doing the petals here on my flower. Okay. Then I'm going to start with a light smoky slate. Just going to kind of outline my cat and color it in. Are you guys cat people or dog people? I really love cats. I don't know if you know, but I had a cat that I'd had for 21 years who passed away right before we moved to Midland. Her name was Phoebe. Phoebe the cat. And Phoebe passed away. She was a great cat. She was an outdoor cat. And some people say cats are less trouble than dogs. I don't know if I believe that. I mean, you've got the litter box, and it is less trouble as far as leaving town. They're a little easier for someone to help you take care of if you have to leave. But I feel like, okay, I'm going to kind of go around this flower pot and the flower with this light. Smoky slate, but they can be a little destructive and a little naughty as well. Not that dogs can't be naughty, but then again, you have to walk a dog every day, right? So I don't know. Who knows? Okay, and then I decided to take my ivory and do his little tummy and the rest of his face up here in the ivory. And then I'll blend it all in here in just a little bit. So his little tummy, even put a little ivory on his arms here to kind of just blend that in, and then his face. So, you know, I love all animals. I love dogs. I love cats. I don't know if I can convince Jim. Oh, it does make you feel like you're a professional artist. I agree, Sue, because see how this is now, the gray is kind of blending with that ivory, and it's creating a color that is a little more natural maybe for a cat. Okay, there's my cat. How easy was that? Now, one more thing that I did is I added a shadow to the bottom of my cat right here in that light. And I thought it was, you know, a brilliant idea for me to add a little shadow of his tail kind of going like this. But then, right, it doesn't really show once I put my sentiment on there. But isn't that cute? Okay, so there's my sweet little cat. I'm going to put these blends aside for now. And then I cut from the Nested Essentials dies. These are awesome dies. If you don't have them, I recommend them to everybody who gets a new die cutting machine, because they're just such a staple. I just keep them right here beside me all the time. Nested Essentials. So I picked the third, maybe the second largest, maybe that's a way to say, of these stitched rectangles there. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp the words. You mean so much to me. I love that sentiment. You mean so much to me. We should say that to people more often, right? Okay, so I'm going to pull this up closer. Sorry if my head gets in here for a moment. So, Kathy, I'm headed to Lincoln this weekend to watch on stage with some of my team members that are there. Kathy is one of my team members in Lincoln. But I don't think you're going to be there, Kathy, if I remember right. I don't know if you had something else planned. Okay, so I'm layering my cat, and I stamped that. I'm just talking away, and I just forget to tell you guys things. I stamped this in crushed curry, okay? You mean so much to me. Okay, there we go. So I would love to see you, even if you can just join us at lunchtime. I'm coming in on Wednesday, and I will stay until Sunday. I'm going to see some of my church friends that are there. Okay, so isn't this cute? I just love this. Okay, so I'm going to put this flat on my card front right here. I decided I just needed a break from holiday stuff. I love the holidays, but I needed to do something fun and different. Okay, so I'm attaching this right to my card front right there. And then You Mean So Much to Me is going to go right down here in the bottom. You see how I cover that shadow. So, you know, all that work to make the cute shadow for the tail, and you don't really even see it. Okay, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back side here. Okay. And then we have some cute embellishments that are in our online exclusives as well. Oh, I almost put that on upside down. You guys gotta watch me. There we go. And the embellishments are, let's see if I can find them here in my little stash. They are so cute. So they're little hearts in different colors. It's Melon Mambo. That's the Petal Pink. This is Daffodil Delight and Pool Party. These are called Adhesive Backed Hearts and Flowers. Adhesive Backed Hearts and Flowers. Online exclusive as well. And the number is 162557. 162557. So what I decided to do is to take 2 of these hearts. You might take your pick tool here. And attach the hearts right up here. Isn't that cute? I did 2 yellow ones right there. And then I brought in a petal pink one right down here at the bottom. So that's it for card number 1. Isn't that adorable? I love it. I love it. I hope you love it too. You mean so much to me. And then there's the inside of the card that you can write in. Okay? So card number 1, if you love it, let me know. I love getting hearts and thumbs ups and all of that sort of thing. So lets me know you're here and you're appreciating my creations. All right. Okay. So next, oh my gosh, this little beaver is so cute, isn't he? He's holding a little stick heart, and I decided to highlight that in Berry Burst. So let me tell you what I'm using here. I am using a Misty Moonlight card base. Let me pull everything out here. Okay, Misty Moonlight card base, and this is cut 5.5 by 8.5 and scored down the middle at 4 1/4. Okay, and then I have a piece of vellum, and vellum cut 3.5 by 4 3/4, and that vellum is going to go right there in the middle of my cardstock, card front. I'm just use a little bit of seal here. Now I'm using the seal in the middle. I don't want to use it around the edges because it'll show through. So I'm just getting this attached so that when I add the other layer on top of it, see how that adhesive shows through? But when I add a layer on top of it, hi Chelsea, thank you so much for coming today. It'll cover it up. My card base, my card front will cover it up, okay? Then I have a piece of basic white that is cut 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So I cut from our Gingham Designer Series paper pack. One of the colors is Berry Burst. I cut 3 panels that are 1 inch by 3 inches. 1 inch by 3 inches. So I'm going to attach these 3 panels to this card, this basic white card panel. And remember, it's 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So that one's going to go right there. I love Berry Burst. I'm glad it's a color they brought back recently, and I really do like the fuchsia-ness of it. I don't think that's a word, but we'll go with it. Okay, and then our third one right here. And this one is going to go right up here. Then, after I finish this card, I'm going to show you guys the card I cased to make this card. So, I love getting great ideas from other stampers, and this definitely came from one of those great cards. So I'm going to take my Berry Burst, and I'm using the Be My Valentine, and this again comes from that same sentiment stamp set, right here, Be My Valentine, from the Throughout the Year stamp set that's in the holiday catalog. Okay, so I'm inking that up with Berry Burst, and I'm going to stamp it right here where that open part is, right there. Okay? Then I've got just a scrap of Berry Burst here, and I wanted to punch a heart. I chose to use this heart punch that is in our, I think it's called the Heart Bouquet. And I'm going to punch just this little heart that's up here at the top. That's all I care about. So I'm going to punch that out. All those pieces went flying. And I'm going to attach this with a dimensional right here, kind of overlapping that bottom edge. Okay. So let me grab my dimensionals again. Here we go. And I'm going to add that to the bottom right there. Make sure that's not showing. Nope, not showing on the front at all. And I'm going to pop that up right here. All right. Next, I'm going to pop this whole panel up in the center of that vellum right there. So now you see, you can't even see that adhesive that's coming through the vellum. It is something you need to watch for when you're using vellum, because that adhesive will definitely show through if you don't place it well in a good place. Okay, so I'm going to pull off my backings. Okay, so Sue asked about my bounce house debacle from this last weekend. So Saturday night, my daughter Kristen was out of town, and so we offered to have Ryan and the kids over for a cookout at our house in our backyard. It's been beautiful here in Midland. It's so funny how in Lincoln we cook out more in the summer, but here you cook out more in the spring and the fall because it just gets too hot here in the summer to have cookouts out on the back porch. So we were really excited about that. Okay, so I'm taking my beaver, and I'm taking just a scrap of basic white cardstock right here, and I'm going to stamp my beaver. Oh, I almost grabbed the cat again. Here we go. Stamp my beaver, boop, 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 with Memento black ink, and I'm going to stamp him right here on this piece of white. And then I'm going to start coloring. So this time I am using the Berry Burst, and I decided to use a dark Berry Burst. So Lucy decided it would be fun in the backyard to set up a carnival. So she had all of these stations, and she was acting like the coach. It was really funny. She set up all these stations. So she had a football throwing station. She had a badminton station. She had a rocket launching station. So I'm just outlining that heart on that beaver in that Berry Burst. That's what's going to pop on that beaver. Okay, and then I'm going back to my light smoky slate. So, you know, according to her rules, she set across these rules, you know, it's listen to the coach, do what the coach says. Don't destroy things. That was one of her rules. Don't destroy things. I think she's been listening to her teacher at school, right? So this, again, light smoky slate I'm using here on Mr. Beaver. So we had to go through these stations. So I was partnered with Lincoln. I think we were at a disadvantage from the very beginning. So it was she was calling it a circus, but it was kind of a competition as well. Okay, so I'm coloring in his little tail there. This is all with the light. Okay, so then I'm just going to color in his whole body here, even his hands, around the heart, trying to be careful not to overlap with the pink berry burst stick heart there. So, did fine with the badminton, did fine with the rocket launching. We did great with the football throwing. But then she said, Mimi and Lincoln, it's time for you to get in the bouncy house. I'm like, I don't know, because the bouncy house is not like the big bouncy house. I mean, it's made for small kids, right? It's a backyard bounce house that we inherited from someone else. I don't really know how we ended up with it. But so I said, Lucy, I'm kind of nervous. And she goes, I said, I think it's too small for Mimi. And she was like, oh, no, you can do it. You've got to do it because it's part of the circus. You got to do what I say. And I'm like, okay. So I get in. Isn't he cute? I get in. So I'm going to go to my dark smoky slate now. I get in the bouncy house. And, you know, I'm doing okay for a bit. Bouncing. And then I felt myself kind of bounce to the side. And in my head, I thought, oh, the side of the bouncy house will just bounce me back, right? Well, guess what? I was too big and heavy. And the bouncy house did not bounce back. I leaned into the side of the bouncy house and I flipped right over. I'm going to do his little nose here. Isn't that cute? In the dark. This is all with the dark smoky slate. So I did his tail, his hands, his little feet in the dark, and the nose area here. And then I'm going to grab my petal pink again and add some little cheeks. Going to have some sweet little pink cheeks right there. And it kind of picks up the gray and puts down. Isn't that cute? Okay, so there's my beaver. I'm going to grab, I'll come back to my story. Don't worry, I hate to leave a story untold. So I fell through the bounce house onto the grass below and was just laying there. And I started laughing so hard, and I'm just laying there laughing, and the kids were laughing so hard because it had to be a sight, I'm sure. And Jim and Ryan were just standing over me laughing, like neither one of them. I'm like, is someone going to help me up? But then I was laughing so hard I couldn't even get up. It was funny. So I was fine, other than just sore from the fall. It wasn't it was a fall of like 3 feet maybe at the most. Okay, so I just used my little beaver die that comes in the die set. Isn't he cute? And I'm just going to pop him up right there on that front. Other than my bruised ego and just feeling sore, I was fine. But let me tell you, we laughed so hard about me doing that. It was not my most graceful moment, for sure. For sure. So anyway, yes. Tales of a Mimi trying to make her grandkids happy. But let me tell you, I don't think they'll forget it anytime soon. That's for sure. Okay, so right there's my little beaver holding his little heart. Isn't that adorable? And then we're going to use these iridescent gems that are in the regular. I love these. Some of my favorite gems. And again, I think I'd kind of forgotten about them, to be honest. So I'm going to pull this. Let me see how I did this. Yep, I put this big one right there on the heart, and then I just scattered others kind of around. There's 3 different sizes here. Scattered them around. I cut this in half. You get twice as much in a package, but I must have used it for a class, and so often I'll give people half of a, so that's 4. I think I need 1 more. Let's do a medium-sized one, kind of up in this corner right here. Okay, so that is card number 2. Now, I want you to know where I got the idea for the layout. I got this beautiful All About Autumn card in the mail for a swap, and I just love the layout of this. So look, same layout. See that? Just a different focal point right up here in the center. So use the cards you get to help inspire you to make other cards. Tip of the day there. Okay, so there's my last one. Now, you guys settled in and ready for our last card. It is amazing, if I do say so myself. It is definitely an avid card, okay? And so what I mean by avid is that it is a card that takes a little extra effort to make it happen. But it's so worth it. Okay, so I'm going to show you this one. Is he not adorable? This is our bear with his little honey pot, and you've got the branch going over it with the hive and the bees flying over his head. It's kind of almost a window card, but it doesn't have it's not a shaker card, but it is kind of a window card. And then it says happiest of birthdays, because, you know, that bear is looking pretty happy about his birthday there. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I put this together. Do you love it? I love it. That card just makes me happy. I might just, you know, send it to myself for my birthday this year. That's not true. I never send myself cards. But, okay, so several things here. I have a Coastal Cabana card base that is cut 5.5 by 8.5 and scored down the middle at 4 1/4. Hi, Patience, you're here. Thanks for joining me. I love it too, Lori. So much fun. And then I cut another piece of Calypso Coral that is 4 by 5 1/4. So it's just one panel smaller than the card front. Okay. I'm going to take, we have this die right here that is almost looks like a hive, like a window, a little window cutting through there. I'm going to go ahead and pull off my bear here. And I think everything else I kind of pre-cut for us. Okay, so I'm going to take this hive piece and I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine over here. Okay, so I'm going to tape it down with my Post-it note tape where I want it, and I'm going to run it through. There we go. And it's going to create this, we need to figure out something to do with that piece, it's going to create this little window right there. But then I decided the window needed a little bit of texture to it. So I've got my Cane Weave embossing folder and, oh, a bear cave. You know, Sue, that's why I need you in my life. You're so smart. Okay, there we go. We just created a bear cave. Now what I'm going to do is run this through the embossing folder, the Cane Weave, just to give it some texture so it's not so flat. And maybe I should use my embossing plate here. So give me half a second. Switch these out. Okay, there we go. So now it has this texture on it from the Cane Weave. Isn't that cool? All right, Then I have cut 3 different pieces of grass. This is one of the dies, and I cut this out of Granny Apple Green. Granny Apple Green, and I cut 3 of them. And I'm gonna line them up right along this edge, but on the back side here. So I'm gonna I took some tearing tape and ran it right along that back edge right here. Line it up right along that edge. I have customers that are trying to cut this tearing tape, and I'm like, it's called tearing tape. You're supposed to not have to cut it. You can use, so I lightly kind of pressed that into my card there. I'm gonna pull up this wax paper edge on it. There we go. Boop. And I'm just gonna take the grass, kind of start in the middle here, and line it up so it shows through the front edge right there of our bear cave. And here's my third one. You can overlap them a little bit, you know. Grass is not uniform. There we go. Okay, so then I'm just gonna put this off to the side. Do you see how that grass kind of peeks through the bottom of that bear cave there? Okay, so then I've got a piece of Whisper White here. And what I'm gonna do with this is I've got the little bees from my Fluffiest Friends. These Fluffiest Friends look like those, are they called mush pillows? I don't know what they're called. Anyway, they're all the rage right now. I feel like my granddaughter Lucy calls them mushmallows, maybe. You guys can help me with that. Okay, so I'm just taking some bees here and just stamping them kind of across the top of my basic white panel. And my panel here, you know what I did is I cut it to make sure that it would be covered by this cave right here. So it is 3 1/4 by 4 is the size of my basic white right there. Okay, and then I took my Daffodil Delight blends here and just blended their little bodies with that bee's flying upside down. It's okay. You know, bees are constantly in motion. I hate bees. I don't know how you guys feel about bees, but I hate bees. Oh, I just remembered a story I want to tell you. So I went to see, Barbara and Jenna Bush at a fundraiser a few days ago. So I'm going to have this sitting right inside. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to take this bear cave on the back side of it. Squishmallows. There you go. Don't you think they look like Squishmallows, Lori? I think this was good timing. I bet the person who designed this stamp set has grandkids or kids early elementary age because they are all the rage. Okay, so I'm just surrounding my bear cave here with dimensionals, and here we go. Seems like a lot, but I just want to make sure that it's secured. And then let's do our corners here very well. Maybe one right here, top and center, and each corner, and then maybe one here, bottom and center. Okay. So I bet the designer of this knew about Squishmallows. There you go. All right. So I went to this fundraiser. I was invited by a friend here in Midland. It was a very swanky thing. I felt very out of my element. Let's say that. Not out of place because, you know, I don't let other people determine my value, right? So But it was a beautiful dinner. And then they did this interview with Jenna and Barbara, the twins, about their lives, like funny stories about their lives. And Barbara talked about how when her baby was born, it came 6 weeks early, and they were in Maine on vacation, and they didn't even know where a hospital would be where they could deliver. So they found a hospital. They got there in an hour and a half, and she delivered it like 10 minutes later after she got through the door, which I can't even imagine the horror of that. So, okay, so I'm going to lay this panel on top of this. I'm just going to kind of decide. I want to make sure those bees show, so I'm just barely tapping it, and then I'll press it all down, okay? And then I'm going to adhere this onto the top of my card base right here. There we go. There we go. Okay, so there's my bear cave with my little bees flying around. There's some dimension to it. It's popped up. And there we go. So anyway, they were talking about how they went to this hospital, and it just happened to be the children's wing, which her baby had to stay in for several weeks, was called the Barbara Bush Children's Wing, and they didn't even know it when they went to the hospital that it was named after their grandmother. So I'm stamping my bear right here in Memento Black, just like I did before. And then the sentiment I'm using is happiest of birthdays, and it comes from that throughout the year. Anyway, they were talking about how while they were at the hospital, they met this woman that made cards and brought them every week up to the hospital for the patients and the staff. And she talked about how, okay, so here's my bear die, how meaningful it was to them to receive these cards. Okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to color my bear first, and then I'm going to get my blends I want here. So I got Crumb Cake, I got Poppy Parade, and I have Daffodil Delight. Those are the only 3 colors I'm using on my bear. How meaningful it was to them to receive these cards from these ladies every week. And they said, I think everyone needs to go out and find a purpose for what they love, like the card lady did in Maine when my daughter was born. And that was just the sweetest. Isn't that a sweet story? And they said that from the stage, like, you need to find your passion, whether it's card making or just visiting people or making phone calls or whatever it is. Find your passion and then pour that into people that need it the most. And that just really made my heart happy. I don't know if anybody else at the table caught that but me. But that felt cool that they were receiving these cards, and it meant so much to them when their daughter, Barbara's daughter, was in the hospital. And I'm sure those people never knew that celebrities like them would be the recipients. It's just something they did all the time. So, okay, so I'm doing the whole bear in light crumb cake, okay? Every part of it. And then I'm going in on the nose here, and I'm doing a dark crumb cake. And then the balls of his feet here, the pads. That's it. Okay. Maybe I added a little bit in here in the shadows. So you guys, card making is important. Don't let people tell you otherwise. And I've never had anybody who's received a card, male or female, say that was dumb, right? Because they always appreciate him. I had a man, I gave him a taco card a couple weeks ago for his 60th birthday. You know, Erica Serwin's taco, Fiesta taco stamp set. And I made him a card that said, Holy Guacamole, it's your birthday. And he came up to me at church and he said, that was the coolest card. I love that card. I'm like, oh, thank you. So, you know, everyone loves to feel appreciated and loves to feel special, and that is what our cards do for people, okay? And someone is going to love, love, love this bear honey card. Okay, so now I've got Poppy Parade. I just did the honey in dark Daffodil Delight. I'm doing the whole honey pot here in light Poppy Parade. And then adding some shadows with the darker. Isn't he cute? Oh my goodness. I love him so much. Okay, so I'm taking my bear and I'm gonna die cut him out with the bear die. And then what I used on my happiest of birthdays is there's this cool stitch label die that's in our All About Autumn suite. I happen to have this sitting right next to me when I was making this card, and I thought that fits perfect. So I'm going to die cut that out with that label die. Anyway, the whole evening was about project literacy, and they've just written a book. They are, you know, one of the main people behind the Project Literacy campaign. So that's why it was near and dear to their hearts. Okay, so I'm going to take my bear, and I'm just going to place him right inside that bear cave right there. Let me grab my seal here. So it was a really fun evening. They told funny stories about growing up. They were actually born here in Midland, Texas. I don't know if you guys knew that. And then, of course, they moved to Austin when their dad, I guess they moved to Dallas for a little bit. Then they moved to Austin when their dad became governor, and then obviously to the White House. But told funny stories. One of the funny stories was how Jenna once was late getting out of school because she was playing with a friend on the other side of the school. So the whole Secret Service and everybody was looking for her, and she lied to them and told them she was kidnapped. And that's why she was late. And how much trouble she got in for lying about being kidnapped. She made up this whole story about how some guys in a van came and picked her up and blah, blah, blah. And it was funny. So anyway, enough of that. But I thought their story about getting the cards at the hospital from somebody who just liked to make cards was a really sweet, affirming story there about what we do. Okay, so this is the branch from that same die set, and I cut it out of crumb cake. And then look here, guys. There are so many leaf dies in this die set. Tons of leaves, which, let me show you it to you here. So, look at all these leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dies that make leaves. So they want to make sure that you have plenty of dies for your tree there, which is really nice. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to take my crumb cake, and I'm just coloring in the hole here on my hive so that it's a little more visible that it's a hole. And then I'm going to put this right up here above my bear, but I want to put a dimensional right underneath the bottom here. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals. This, like I told you, this is a pretty stepped up card here, so it takes a little more time, but I love it. You know, this is part of that kit you can get, and if you want me to place an order for you so that you can get the card kit, I would love for you to have one. Okay, and then I'm taking my leaves here, and I'm just scattering them in different places, putting just a dot of glue behind each one, just layering them, overlapping them, getting them situated here. So I know this today is taking a little longer than usual, but I hope it's worth it in the end. I hope you love what I'm doing. Are you guys still there? Are you stamping with me? Have I lost you? Been kind of quiet the last few minutes. Maybe you're just listening to my story that's so interesting, right? Okay, there we go. I'm going to add some here that are just 2-leaf leaves. Yay! There we go. That's what I was doing last night. I was watching someone Facebook Live, and she said, "You guys are quiet." And I said, "I'm just sitting here stamping with you and enjoying watching you do what you do." So I get that. Okay, so there's my little hive above my bear. Isn't that cute? And then I'm going to go back to those same embellishments that I used on my pink card here. Hearts and flowers. And I'm picking up these flowers that are right here, and I'm adding them to my branches, because you know the bees are there because they need something to pollinate, right? So I'm going to add some flowers to my tree. I think I'm going to add one more to my little hive over here, right like that. Okay. And then, where are we at? Oh, we're almost done. We're going to do the inside of our card. That's the outside. Do you love him? Is he not precious? Okay. I love him. Okay. So, the inside of my card, I have a piece of basic white right here. And it's cut 4 by 5 1/4. And I am going to, can't wait to see you either, Chelsea. I'm excited. I'm excited to see a lot of my friends in Lincoln. I'm excited to eat at some of my favorite places. I'm going to eat at Laszlo's one night, which is one of my favorite restaurants out here. So I'm just taking the bees and I'm just stamping them up in the upper left corner. And I'm going to add a little yellow to each of them here. Dot of yellow on their little bodies. There we go. And then I'm going to attach this to the inside of my card base. And we will be done with card number 3. There we go. Fluffiest Friends Facebook Live. I'll show you again the 3 cards that we made today. And of course, I used Fluffiest Friends, and I also used the All About, Throughout the Year. Sentiment set. Be My Valentine with the little beaver. And the You Mean So Much to Me with, let me pull these cave holes out of the way. Um, you mean so much to me with my little kitty cats there. So cute, right? So thank you for joining me. Just to reiterate, this week's special is if you order the Fluffiest Friends bundle from me by Friday, November 10th. Again, it's $54. And the item number, let me remind you, is 162850. I'll give you a card kit to make these 6 cards and these little embellishments to go with it. So I hope you'll help me out with some orders. You can go to TuttleUpShop.com, use host code RDD3X7FY, or you can email me your order at judyltuttle@gmail.com. The best way, I'm going to move the camera up here, the best way to know about what's going on in my Tuttle Up world is to be a part of my email list. So if you are not a part of my email list and you would like to be, just PM me and I will be sure to get you added so that you know everything that's going on and all my personal specials. Thank you, Jackie. I love them as well. And again, if your name is Denise Gillian, you've got some free cards coming your way. So make sure you send me your email. Yes. Hi, Judy. Thank you. It was funny. Falling out of the bouncy house was a memory my grandkids will never forget. So I'm glad I can provide them. Someday at my funeral, they're going to tell that story, right? So, hey, God bless everybody. I'm so humbled and thankful you're here. And let me know if there's ever anything I can do for you. If you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I would love to serve you. So, God bless. See you soon.